Welcome to your yoga practice. It is Friday, January 10th. It is already the 10th of January. I'm so glad that we're here, that we're spending our time in this way. I'm going to, oh, thanks, Beth. I just saw your note. I'm going to drop something in the chat. So I thought that I had the text message alerts set up, but it turns out the way I did it only works if you want to download the Remind app, which is not necessary. So I just put in the chat a code. So if you text the number 81010, 81010, with the word at MM15min, so Mindful Mornings 15 minutes, text that phrase to that number, and then you'll start getting alerts about 15 minutes before class. If that would help you kind of get here, if you ever struggle, then that's an option. I'll also send out an email, so you don't have to worry about it if you miss it in this moment. Okay, let's get moving. Let's go ahead and come onto our backs to begin. So coming onto your spine whenever you're ready. Hands can be on your belly, and we'll just let our legs shift side to side, just little shifts. So starting to wake up the hips, the low back, the spine. Breathing here, you might repeat to yourself, may I be filled with loving kindness. So breathing in, may I be filled with loving kindness. Breathing out, letting go, may I be filled with loving kindness. Wonderful. Slowly let your legs come to stillness. If you need more of a nurturing, slow practice today, you might stay just like this, maybe even draw your knees into your chest. But if you want to turn up the heat a little bit, then we'll lift our head up off of the ground, bring the right hand behind your head, and then let's draw the left knee and the right elbow towards each other. So we're taking a crunch here. And then release. You can release your head and your foot all the way to the ground. Inhale, exhale, lift up, crunch, taking a little twist, and lower back down. 3 more times. Good. Let's switch sides. So left hand behind your head. Big inhale. Exhale, lift your head, take a twist, try to tap your left elbow and right knee, and then lower down. Next exhale, lift up, crunch, and lower down. 3 more. Good. When you're done with that, let's bring our hands, our arms alongside us. Walk your shoulder blades towards each other under your torso. Feet on the ground, walk them as close to your hips as you can comfortably get, and slowly lift your low back off of the ground. Press your hips up to the sky, and imagine that you could squeeze your glutes straight up, so not towards each other, but straight up. If it feels better for you to lift and lower flowing through bridge, please do that. Otherwise, we can stay here for a few more breaths. Can you actively press your feet into the ground a little more? Press your hips up to the sky a little more. Good, and then we'll all lower down. Open your arms out wide, let your legs fall to the left side and fall to the right side. Back to center, right hand behind your head. We'll repeat that. Big inhale. Exhale, lift up, take a crunch, bring the right elbow towards the left knee. Lower down, inhale. Exhale, lift up. 3 more. Building our own heat this winter. Lowering down, take a breath. Switch sides. So left hand behind your head. Big inhale. Exhale, lift up, twist knee to elbow and lower down. Again, lower down. 3 more. Woo-wee. When you're ready, make your way to bridge pose, flowing through it or settling in for stillness. About 4 slow breaths. And lowering down. Once you lower your spine back to the ground, open your arms out wide. We'll let our legs fall to the left. Stay here for a breath. And over to the other side. Awesome. Let's go ahead and make our way all the way up. Taking a seat. Good. When you get there, inhale to stretch your arms out and up. Exhale, lower your right hand to the ground, left arm stretching up and over. Now we'll give a good stretch to those ab muscles. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold to the other side. Keep breathing. And inhale to center. Exhale, take a twist to your right. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, come to center, reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, twist to your left. Sitting up tall. Inhale, come to center, stretch your arms up. Exhale, pour forward. So if we need to adjust our legs at all, go ahead and do that. Notice which leg you have folded in front, and then kind of trace your awareness up that leg to that hip, noticing how this feels. And then noticing your other hip. Does one feel like it's getting more of a stretch than the other? All right, let's see if we can sit up, stretch our arms up. If your legs are crossed, see if you can lean back on your hips and switch the cross of your legs. It's okay if you put your hands down. We'll reach up again, inhale. Exhale, gentle fold forward. Noticing how this side might feel different. Of course, if you've got anything going on in your knees or body where you shouldn't switch legs, then don't. And give yourself a few more breaths here. And then we'll sit up. Let's bring soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. Inhale, lift your heart, find a little back bend. Exhale, round your spine, forward folding. As soon as your head drops heavy, we'll start to inhale, lift the chest, lift the face. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. 2 more. Hang heavy for a couple breaths. Good, then let's sit up. Stretch your right leg out long. Sweep your left arm up and over, folding over. Good. Next inhale, reach up. Left hand comes to the ground, back behind your hip, and stretch your right arm up, maybe lift your hips. Good. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, sweep your left arm up. Exhale, fold over your right leg, and we'll move like this. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, lifting the hips, right arm up and over. I might have the breath wrong there, sorry. Move with your breath. We'll let it kind of synchronize naturally. Generally, we think of inhaling when we lift or lengthen. A few more times through each pose. And the next time you are folded over, your extended leg will stay for a couple breaths. So folding over your right leg, stretch your left arm, really stretching through your left side body. Good, then we'll sit up tall and switch legs. We'll see, I'll try the breath pattern again. All right, so left leg extended. Inhale, reach your right arm out and up. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Breathing in, we'll sit up, bring the right hand to the ground and lift our hips, left arm up overhead. Exhale, hips to the ground. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, fold over. Breathing in, right arm hand hits the ground, hips lift to the sky. Exhale, hips down. Inhale, right arm up and over. Continue a few more times. Good. Another cycle. And we'll land folding over our left leg, staying for a few breaths. Maybe returning to repeat, may I be filled with loving kindness. And sitting up tall, let's stretch our right leg out wide as well. Just as wide as is reasonable for your body today. Sit up nice and tall. This might already be enough. You might not need to fold forward at all. Maybe you lean forward a little or a lot. And we're just looking for a stretch in the upper inner thighs and hamstrings as well. So as long as you're feeling a stretch in your legs, you're doing it right. If you want to play with a little more engagement, you can flex your ankles. Imagine your toes and knees pointing up and back behind you. So that's inviting in more external rotation. Couple more breaths. All right, let's sit up. You can use your hands to bring your knees in. We'll come all the way over to tabletop. In tabletop right away, let's tuck our toes, lift our hips, and find downward facing dog. And here, take any movement that feels good. It might be swaying your hips side to side. Maybe it's shaking your head out. You can stay just as you are, or you can lower your right forearm and elbow to the ground, then your left forearm and elbow, so passing through a dolphin pose. And then planting your right hand, planting your left hand. And if you did that, then let's do it one more time. Left arm, forearm to the ground, right forearm. Take a breath in dolphin. And then left hand, right hand. Good. Let's go ahead and walk our feet up to meet our hands, top of the mat. Remember, all the extra calisthenics are always optional. On an inhale, we'll lift up halfway. Maybe sweep your arms back in space. Maybe look forward. Exhale, fold down. On your inhale, rise all the way up. Take your time getting there. When you get there, keep stretching up. See if you can come up to your toes. A little balance challenge. Everything is a little balance challenge. And then feet on the ground, arms down by your side. Stand tall. Notice how the breath is feeling in your body. Good. Next inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold to the earth. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold down. Hands touch the ground. Step the right foot back and out, setting up for warrior one. On an inhale, rise up. Keep stretching your arms up. Big inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Sweep your arms back or down and back. Good. Inhale, rise up, sweeping the arms up. And keep doing that. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. The next time you fold forward, if you'd like, see about stepping into your left leg, and maybe you just barely lift the right foot. See how it goes. Maybe you lift your right leg, bringing it parallel to the ground. I like my arms stretching back in space lately for warrior three, but you can do whatever you need to do. Just another breath to play. And then return to warrior one. Stretch your arms up. Take a breath or two here. It's always nice to return to something more steady and stable after something that's a little unstable. Good. Another inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to the ground. Step yourself to plank pose. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lower on. Point your toes back. On an inhale, lift your heart. On an exhale, lower down. Two more. Go at your own pace. Wonderful. Let's meet in downward facing dog. Keep in mind you can always take a pause in child's pose if that would be better for you. Kind of came in spicy this morning. All right. Another breath or so, and then we'll eventually meet in forward fold. So walking the feet up to meet the hands. You could bring your feet a little wider than usual maybe soften the knees. Head nice and heavy. Good. On an inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart, pausing, scanning the body for sensation. On an inhale, reach to the sky. On an exhale, fold forward. Inhaling, lift halfway. Exhale, fold down. Let's step the left foot back and out. Get a steady stance, and then we'll rise up. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Bending into your right knee. Stretch your arms up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Option to add a little more movement. Inhaling, then exhaling, hinging forward, sweeping your arms back and down. Dekasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, Dekasana. Continue. You might be keeping your core really engaged here to help with stability. Lots of strength in your right leg for carrying this. Good. The next time you hinge forward, option to step into your right leg. See if you can lift the left foot off of the ground, even if it's just for a split second. Couple more breaths so you can play with warrior 3. Let your mind be your friend here, supporting and cheerleading your efforts. One more breath. And however it went, let's find a steady warrior 1 to settle into. Good. Big inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to the ground. Step yourself back to plank pose. Bear with me on this idea here. Lower down to your forearms and elbows. So we're in a forearm plank. Big inhale. Exhale, lower your hips to the ground. You can keep your toes tucked if that feels okay, but pull your heart forward. So now we're in Sphinx pose. Elbows rooting into the ground right under your shoulders, palms pressing into the ground. Really pull your heart forward. So we're getting a stretch on our belly muscles that we've worked out. All right. Big inhale, really push down through your elbows. Exhale, lift your hips. Imagine lifting your spine to the sky. Push back through your heels, forearm plank. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower down to Sphinx pose. Pull that heart forward. Inhale, lift, plank. Exhale, lower. Take an inhale to pull the heart forward. Exhale here. Next inhale, lift, forearm plank. Stay here for a breath. And then let's drop our knees, press our hips back. Find your way to a child's pose that feels good to you. Good. Stay with your breath. All right, let's come to sit on our heels if that's an option. If not, just stand on your knees. Both are good. Stretch your arms up. On an exhale, take a twist to the right. So if sitting on the heels isn't working, we could stand on the knees and wrap our arms around our body or just let our arms hang. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, come back to center, stretch your arms up, maybe look up. Exhale, bend your elbows, drawing your elbows down and back. Lift your chest so our arms are kind of like a W. Keep breathing here. If this doesn't feel good to the low back, another option is to bring your hands to your low back to support it. Keep lifting up through your chest. One more slow breath. Good. Lower your arms down. Let's grab a block. If you have one, you can use. And then roll onto your spine. And if you've got a block, let's put it under our sacrum, so the very base of the spine, basically under the hips and seat. And then stretch your left leg long. So left leg stretched out long. You could bring your left hand to the front of your left hip and your abdominal area and maybe massage or palpate, press into those areas. And then plant your left foot, stretch your right leg long. Same story, your right hand can massage and explore the top of your right thigh and hip and abdominal area. And you might explore stretching both legs long, seeing how that feels over your hips. Maybe stretch your arms. That could induce a yawn. All right, let's put our feet on the ground. Slowly lift your hips, remove the block if you were using one. Hips and low back to the ground. Stretch your left leg long again. This time draw your right knee in and then guide it over to the left side. Just a breath in this twist. And then come through center, big inhale. Exhale, draw your left knee in and drop it over to the right side. And come back to center. We can draw both knees into our chest and rock side to side. Staying here or moving into happy baby if you'd like. Soles of the feet facing the sky, knees bent, hands grabbing behind your knees or at your ankles or at the edges of your feet or big toes. Any way you can get at it. When you're ready, let's go ahead and come towards stillness. So dropping your legs to the ground, hands resting on your body or arms outstretched. And as you settle into stillness and breathing, you might remember, may I be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. If the mind gets caught up in a narration, you can return to that affirmation, may I be filled with loving kindness. Just filling ourselves up with good thoughts. Is there anywhere you're holding tension that you might be able to soften and let go just a little more? As you feel ready, you can bring movement into your body and eventually come back up to an easy seat. Sitting tall with your hands together in front of your heart, you could offer yourself a little bow of gratitude and acknowledgement that you showed up, that you're taking care of yourself in ways that serve you. And if you'd like to close with an om or a big sigh, let's take a big breath in. Om. Deep bow of gratitude to you for being here, for these lessons and teachings existing. I hope that you have a wonderful day and weekend ahead of you. And a friendly reminder, if you wanted to send the text, it's in the chat to join our morning reminders. But I'll also send out an email and you'll have an opportunity to join a couple others if you wanted like the quote of the day, things like that. So I'm working on it, people. I'll see you on Monday.